Hey everybody, it's Will. It is August the 16th. It's Tuesday. It is just before 4:30, and I am getting ready to leave for my OptiFast meeting. And so I want to do some recording. Woo! That was close. I want to do some recording before I go. On my way there, talk about my day. First thing I'm doing though is I'm filling up my vape with zero nicotine leveled juice, so that way I can vape on my way there, but hopefully not increase my blood pressure too much. I think that's been part of why my blood pressure has been a little bit higher these past few times, and I've been trying to just not vape, but it's really hard for me not to vape when I'm in the car because I always used to smoke when I was in the car, and so vaping in the car is very comforting to me. My stress has been real bad this week. I had a complete, crazy random attack Friday evening around 8:30. I mean, I was just lying there in bed talking to my wife, not talking about anything crazy, not doing anything crazy. Nothing bad had just happened. Nothing bad was about to happen. And all of a sudden she looks at me. She's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, and I just kind of look at her. I'm like, "What?" And she's like, because it's like I was aware, kind of, that I felt like I was looking at her funny, if that makes sense. But of course you can't see your own face. So, well, I mean, you know what I mean. I couldn't see my own face, so I don't know, but I just kind of felt like I was kind of staring at her kind of weird. And she's like, "You look really freaked out. Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Actually, no, I'm not." And so it was bad enough. I had to take a Valium, and I took the Valium, and within 30 minutes, I was pretty much passed out on my wife's leg, drooling. And I just kind of laid there for a couple of hours, mostly passed out. I mean, I was kind of cognizant. I mean, that's the thing. Valium to me, I can just lay there, and I'm not necessarily asleep. Although I did actually go to, I was asleep at some point. Thankfully, it doesn't make me feel weird in any way, shape, or form. It just kind of knocks me out, which I guess is one way to deal with a panic attack. But at the same time, I mean, that's not really good. It's not a good solution for being out in public and having an attack. Like I've reported in the vlogs before and on my journal, my blog, they did give me Klonopin, and I have been taking that as needed, mainly at night before I go to bed, so I can make sure and get a good night's sleep. The only thing is, I mean, I do sleep better with it, but other than that, it doesn't seem to help, when I'm actually having an attack, which is when I'm supposed to take it. Because yesterday, for instance, that's a good example. So Sunday night, I had taken a Klonopin before I went to bed, and it took me a while to fall asleep. I listened to this meditation kind of CD or MP3 on my phone before I go to sleep, and it's really about weight loss, and it's something I used to do, and I really love it. And it's very relaxing, and usually I only make it to, because you wind up relaxing each part of your body, starting at your head, and I usually only get to my arms, my fingertips basically, before I pass out. And I actually made it all the way through, which then gave me anxiety because I was still awake. And so I listened to it again, and I did fall asleep during the second time. But, so I got up yesterday morning, and things were all right. I mean, it was a normal Monday, and I got to work, and things weren't really any different. I don't know what it was, but I was so aggravated. I was so agitated. I was so on edge, and I felt like I was going to crawl right out of my own skin. So I was like, fuck it, and I took a Klonopin, even though I just had one the night before. Took a Klonopin, and all it did was shave off the very, very tiniest outest layer of everything I was feeling and experiencing. And I mean, it was enough that I didn't like wow out and smack somebody around. Not that I've ever done that in my life, but I definitely felt like I could have. But it didn't really do anything other than that. And you know, I feel like it's supposed to be supposed to have a stronger reaction for having an acute, like thing like that. So I'm going to talk to the doctor about it today. If I see the doctor today, I swear, sometimes the doctors are there where we can see them, and sometimes I don't see them, and I don't know if maybe they're behind the scenes or if they just don't come over to the clinic that day, because the clinic is separated from the actual doctor's office by like a lane, but usually then there's two docs, and usually one or both of them come over and talk to the individuals who need it. I don't know. Also discovered this week, the doctor had, just like she had increased my blood pressure medication, she had increased my wife's blood pressure medication by the same amount, and but that put my wife at a double dosage of it, and whereas I just have one. We both take amlodipine at the same dosage, and then lisinopril is the other one, and she doubled my dosage and added HCTC, and then but my wife was already at 20 milligrams of lisinopril, so she doubled her dosage and added the HCTC. So now my wife takes the 20 milligrams twice a day. The circumcision guy is out. Stop circumcisions for boys and girls. Circumcisions cause brain damage. Let me see if I can get you guys to see this. Can you see that? The guy, when he's out, he's usually like in this full-on like body stocking with like this pink dot on it. I don't know. He hangs out by the hospital sometimes too. God, I love this town. All right, anyway, so they doubled my wife's dosage is the point, and my wife's been feeling super duper tired, and finally I got her to take her damn blood pressure because I really began to feel like that was the problem, and I was right. She had it was like 112/59, which for her was completely too low. So she's talking to the doctor about that today, thank God, and so hopefully we'll get that straightened out too. And so that's been it. Been pretty aggravated. I've obviously got assholes I'm stuck behind in traffic. Circumcision guy is out and about. Heading to my OptiFast meeting. Vaping 0%, 0 milligram nicotine juice to hopefully keep my blood pressure lower, and Klonopin not really doing everything I'd like it to do for me. So we're going to see how that goes. I will, of course, have an update. I will see you guys after my meeting, which will hopefully go very well today. I have no idea what we're doing actually in the meeting, but let's keep our fingers crossed Jesus lady isn't back, and that my weigh-in goes well. I do think I've lost weight. My own scale at home, when I'm naked in the morning, has been at 286.4 for like the past 2 days. So I should have lost some weight from that. Everybody, it's Will again, and it's just after my OptiFast meeting on Tuesday, the 16th of August, and I misremembered what my weight was last week. Apparently, my weight last week was 296.4, not 294.6. So that's important because today my weight was 293 on the dot. And so at first I was really upset, thinking I had lost, like 1 pound, and then realized that no, I had misrecorded last week. So I actually lost right at 3 pounds this week. Anyway, so I'm 294, which is amazing to say. And no, I'm sorry, 293. Hold on. me get this right. See, this is the thing, and this, it's super important to write down your weight and every time, you know, and make sure that yes, 293 on the dot, and make sure that you know really where you're at. You know, make sure of where you were at when you started. Make sure you know where you're at every week, so that you don't get discouraged or upset, you know, by a small loss when really it's a bigger loss than you thought. So I'm on my way home. I'm super starving, and my lab results were also back, and my fasting blood glucose was 122, which is a little high. They want it under, of course, 120, and then, of course, especially, it should be like in the high 90s. So she asked me if I had been taking my blood sugar as often. I told her no. I mean, the products, after the first couple of weeks and everything being pretty much the same all the time, I had stopped. So she wants me to go back to taking it regularly for the next couple of weeks, and because we may have to add back in like half of what I was taking before or something, just in case. I talked to her about the Klonopin and it not really seeming to do enough for me, as I mentioned, and she said it's okay for me to take a double dose if I need to, like if I have a really bad attack, but that I need to make sure I'm not driving when I do that, and I'm not about to drive. And of course I wouldn't do that. I'm very stringent about drugs and alcohol and driving. So that's good. And then from my last blood work, which was just a couple of months ago, to this blood work, my bad cholesterol is now in the normal range. First time it's been there in a while. My good cholesterol went up from 19 to 21, which is still only at about half of where it should be. My triglycerides, which should be like 150 or less, are like 350, which is down from like 395 last time. So at least that's coming down too. I asked her what my A1C was, because I figured that would be on there, and that's like the one thing she didn't record or didn't ask for. Okay. My vitamin D is still low. I had been taking vitamin D pills because my vitamin D has been low forever. And I stopped taking those because of how many nutrients and vitamins and everything else we're getting in the program with the products, and I didn't want to overdo it, but it's really low, and so she wants me to take them again. So I've still got those at home, so no problem. And then she said that basically my triglycerides and my good cholesterol and of course my my fasting blood glucose and all that stuff would be helped by walking. She said that would also help my stress, which I know exercise helps. But so she's like, make sure you walk at least a half an hour every day, get your blood, your heart rate up, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna have to get up like super early in the morning, and I don't even know if that's gonna work because it's so freaking hot here. It's humid at 6 a.m. and I mean it's just the pits. But I am gonna try and see if my apartment complex gym, there's a special code to get in. They changed it. I don't have it. We're gonna get that. And then, I'll see about maybe getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning and going and walking on the treadmill or Stairmaster, or lifting some weights. They've got a piece of equipment I really want to use that I just can't mimic in my little home gym. So, and then of course October is only 6 weeks away. How crazy is that? And usually by October we start to cool off a little bit, and so it'll be much easier. I'll be able to walk when it's not raining, because some years it rains every damn day of October. But I'll be able to walk at lunch, which will be really great. I do enjoy doing that, so that'll be nice. And yeah, so my wife lost think it was 3 or 4 pounds as well. She got under her first goal, which is fantastic, and you know, super proud of her, and she's doing a great job. And so we talked about snacking today. We got a handout sheet on snacking, you know, what's appropriate for snacking when we're finally able to snack. And our group leader, bless him, I think confused a few of our folks because they get real confused about the fact that not everybody's on the same plan. But I think that's what happens when you have small groups and they're mixed. So anyway, I am driving, so I'm going to shut up now and concentrate on driving and vaping. And I will see you guys soon. I'm going to try, and this is not getting edited tonight, but I'm going to do my best to try and edit it tomorrow after work and get this up on my channel then. So if you see this, if you're seeing this and you haven't yet, subscribe. Go to my website, verhaft.com. Subscribe to my blog and drop me a note. Let me know if you got any questions or what else I can cover for you. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a great week.